What do you say when you get canceled for an edgy tweet you made over 10 fucking years ago? Yes, in this episode of Obscure Media TV, I'm going to be talking about the late 90s and early 2000s hit Canadian kids game show, UhOh. I'm going to be going over the history of the show, tell you how the show works, and what I think of the show. Let's jump into it. So UhOh was a kids game show. Basically take Nickelodeon Double Dare and cut the budget in half. And there you go, UhOh. Okay, that's not quite accurate, but they both had slime, so I'm going with it. UhOh is actually a spin-off of another show called It's Alive.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
It's Alive was a kids variety show with skits, music performances, and other segments, one of which was UhOh. Basically, it was sort of like Nickelodeon's All That, but with the budget cut in half. Fuck me, Canada, like to rip off Nickelodeon, eh?
Canada sucks!
Once again, that is not quite accurate, but I am going with it. The show had 4 seasons and started with a 90-minute runtime, but that would get cut down to a third by the end of the show's run. The 90-minute episode would also contain episodes of shows like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Are You Afraid of the Dark? After the show ended in 1997, the UhOh segment was immediately spun into its own show with the same title. It was hosted by a man named UhOh, who also hosted it on It's Alive. It's an extremely weird name, but yet it goes with the man so well. His real name is Scott Yaff, but UhOh just suits him so much better. He is over the top and kind of cringy, but I mean that in the best way possible. Honestly, he is probably the perfect host for this kind of show, as it was a kids game show, so over the top acting just kind of goes hand in hand with that sort of shit. Anyways, the show had 3 teams of 2. They were the red team, the blue team, and my personal favorite, the green team.
Round 1, fight!
The first of 3 rounds has one contestant from each team spin a wheel, leaving the teammate on the other side of the soundstage waiting to see what the wheel lands on. The wheel has a handful of different options, such as speed round, where the contestant that spun the wheel has to answer questions as fast as they can. Each right answer gets them 5 points, and while the questions are extremely easy, you'll be surprised how many of these kids get wrong. Just look at this.
Alright, now, you have 20 seconds to answer 10 questions. You get 5 points for each correct answer. If you know it, say it. If you don't know it, say pass. Are you ready? Starting now. Cows gather in herds, fish gather in.
I don't know.
Wolves come in packs, lions come in.
I don't know.
Christmas comes in.
I don't know.
Water freezes at what temperature?
I don't know.
Water boils at what temperature?
I don't know.
What's the capital of Canada?
I don't know.
How old are you?
I don't know.
Unreal to say the least. The other options you can land on is Trade and Spin, where you trade your points with another team and spin again. Mayhem, where your teammate has to do a challenge that is usually messy, like diving into a kiddie pool of random goo to retrieve a certain item, or having to throw things towards the audience. This one is usually one of the more fun ones to watch, but obviously the one everyone is here to see is UhOh, which the Punisher locks your teammate into a chamber, and if you get random trivia questions wrong, he pours goop on your teammate, and if you get it right, you get points. Also, I just have to say, look at this friggin' Punisher. I thought he was menacing when I was a kid, but looking at him now, he just looks like a dollar store fucking BDSM gimp.
The safety word is banana.
I love you.
It's honestly fucking ridiculous. And he manhandles these kids, man. It's crazy.
Round 2, fight!
In the second round, the contestants would watch the Slime Tour, later changed to field games in the last season of the show. The Slime Tour would be filmed in different cities across Canada. Each time there would be 3 contestants in the colors orange, yellow, and purple. The contestants on the actual show would have to choose what color they think is going to win, and if they guessed right, they would be rewarded 35 points. The contestants on the tour would compete in a 3-part obstacle course with running in between each part. Whichever contestant completed it the fastest would obviously win.
Round 3, fight!
The third and final round was the exact same as the first one, except with a different wheel. The outcomes were all the same, except with one new one, UhOh Deluxe. UhOh Deluxe was just like UhOh, but the Punisher would pour 2 buckets of goo instead of 1.
Yeah, you know what? This is going all over it.
Oh, yeah. There's number 1. And for UhOh Deluxe, number 2. Yes. Thank you, Punisher. Thank you.
This space would change in Season 5 to Pick It, where the contestants would get to pick what they wanted to do, and then it would change in the last season again to Fruit Gushers, where the contestant's teammate would bob for Fruit Gushers in a giant Fruit Gusher. The Fruit Gushers were the same color as the team colors and would have different points on it. Whatever color and point amount is on the gusher the contestant takes out is how many points the team who matches the color gets. And that basically summarizes the show. It is a simple yet messy and exciting time, perfect for the kids. The kids would even win prizes, usually things like radios, snowboards, cassette players, remember this was the 90s and early 2000s, and many other items. It was just a cool show that looked like it was a lot of fun to be on. To sum up what I think of the show, it is corny and cheesy, but it looks like something that would have been a ton of fun to do as a kid. It shows just how fun of a time that point in time was. It was simpler. There was no social media where people would argue about every little thing. People didn't get so heated over politics. People just seemed more happier and easygoing, and you could even go into a store without a goddamn face mask. And coming from someone who was a kid during this era, I miss it. Shows like UhOh just show how different and carefree people were then. Yes, people had adult responsibilities and whatnot, but people laughed more. They didn't worry so much. I had some of the best times of my life when this show was on the air, and it is a time I will always cherish and remember as time goes on. In all honesty, I loved going back and watching some episodes of this show, and while it was childish and meant for a younger audience than myself, it was still a really fun time, and I would recommend checking this out, especially if you watched it when you were a kid. It's a blast and screams late 90s and early 2000s, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And that is where we will end this video. If you liked what you saw and want to see more videos like this one, then feel free to subscribe and ring that bell. Also, give us a like and comment down below. The more engagement we have, the better. Anyways, I gotta go, so we will see you next time. Take care.